For a future Hall of Famer, Brady's early life in football was a constant struggle for recognition.
I'd like to introduce the last season.
I never played football until my freshman year, and as a freshman, I was the backup quarterback on a team that was 0-8.
The team didn't score a touchdown, and he wasn't deemed good enough to play one offensive play as a quarterback.
The only reason why I played my sophomore year was because the kid who was the freshman quarterback stopped playing, because I'm not playing football anymore. So I was like, I guess I'm going to play. And
developed into a blue-chip recruit. But he caught the attention of the maize in blue. The University of Michigan opened its doors to him.
There were 7 guys on the depth chart when I got there. Scott Dreisbach, who was the year ahead of me. Brian Greasy, who was a year ahead of that. Jason Carr was going into his 5th year. Scott Leffler was this highly recruited quarterback out of Ohio. I remember being out there the first day of practice and being like, man, I'm better than these guys. Now, of course, I wasn't, but just that was always my attitude.
Come on, Brady and Greasy, hurry up.
By his sophomore season, Brady was pushing number 14, senior Brian Greasy, for the starting job.
Greasy and Tommy they were tied. I mean, they were neck and neck. No one knew who was going to start, and Coach Carr's thing was always the tie goes to the upperclassmen. I remember Tommy being a little, mad about that and thought about transferring and thought about going back home to Cal or something like that.
He came back the next day. He sat down right in front of my desk, and he said, Coach, I'm not going to leave, and I'm going to prove to you that I'm the best quarterback. There's no question, as I looked into his eyes, he had a goal in mind, and he was not going to be denied.
In his junior year, Brady started every game and won 10 of his final 11. But to remain the starter his senior season, he would have to fend off sophomore Drew Henson. Before even coming to Michigan, Henson was a state hero, a two-sport phenom for a high school 20 miles outside of Ann Arbor.
He probably was the most highly touted athlete to come to Michigan, at least in my memory.
You know, he has incredible talents. I mean, faster than I was, stronger, quicker, more elusive, better arm.
This guy has, they say, can't miss written all over him. Lloyd Carr said, I've never been around a guy that has this much potential.
At the start of Brady's senior season, the tight quarterback battle did not automatically go to the upperclassmen.
Who's our starting quarterback? What time's the game? 3:30? You'll see then.
Coach Carr said, all right, Tom, you're going to start the games. Drew's going to play the second quarter games, and then we're going to decide, who plays after that. He thought he had 2 good quarterbacks, one to play them both, and he said he was going to go with the hot hand.
We had a chance to talk to some NFL.
With Carr juggling the quarterbacks, Michigan won its first 5 games. But against Michigan State, the Wolverines got in a 17-point hole with Henson. And Brady was asked to dig them out of it.
Pump fake going to the corner. Terrell is open. Touchdown, Michigan.
Brady threw for 241 yards in the final 18 minutes and nearly brought Michigan back. After a 307-yard performance the following week, the quarterback competition was over.
Brady really separated himself the way he played. And that's when I decided Brady was going to be the quarterback and Drew was going to be the backup.
Against Penn State, Michigan trailed by 10 in the final minutes.
Middle's open, reaches for the touchdown, Michigan.
And the legend of the comeback kid was born.
Touchdown, Tom Brady leads the Wolverines back.
There's no greater leader in intercollegiate athletics than Tom Brady. He's handled as difficult a coaching decision this year in a way that only enhanced his stature among his teammates and all those people who love Michigan.
Brady's finest collegiate performance was still to come. The Orange Bowl.
It's the last time I'd take the field as a Wolverine. We got down in the game 14-0 and came back and tied it 14-14. We got down 28-14 in the second half. Came back and made it 28-28. We went to overtime, and I ran a bootleg and threw it to Sean Thompson.
Sets up, fires across the middle. His tight end's got it. Sean Thompson, touchdown.
They scored to make it 35-34, and they kicked the extra point and missed the extra point. We won in overtime.
Make no mistake, Tom Brady carried us through that game.
The Alabama game, in my experience at Michigan, is as fine a performance at quarterback as anybody ever had.
We kidded you about being the comeback kid. Wow. You didn't want to have to wait till the fourth quarter to bring the team back, but you did a tremendous job.
What better way to go as a fifth-year senior as an Orange Bowl victory?
You would think Brady's achievements at Michigan would have won the admiration of pro teams looking for a quarterback in the upcoming draft. But it didn't happen that way. Brady's struggle for recognition continued.
I only had one call from the NFL. Bobby Greer, who was with the Patriots at the time, talked about they were going to draft a quarterback late. I just said, Bobby, I guarantee you, you will never regret drafting Tom Brady.
This is the draft report on you. Basically, it goes poor build, skinny, lacks great physical stature and strength,
lacks mobility and ability to avoid the rush, lacks a really strong arm, can't drive the ball downfield, does not throw a really tight spiral.
System-type player who can get exposed if forced to add lift.
And gets knocked down easily.
That kind of gets me fired up because I'm thinking, you know, what the hell do these people know? I mean,